Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is John Ravitz, the Executive Vice President and Chief Operating Officer for the Business Council of Westchester, pinch hitting for our leader, Dr. Marsha Gordon. The Business Council is the county's largest and most influential business membership organization. We work to enhance wealth, profitability, and economic opportunity for all in Westchester County by helping our members market, learn, advocate, and grow. Our membership reflects the diverse makeup of Westchester business community and ranges from the multi-international companies that call Westchester home to mid-size and larger companies to small companies and sole entrepreneurs. One of the things that we try to do at the Business Council is give our members as much information as possible to help them move forward. And obviously the new Healthcare Reform Act that is going to be implemented in New York State on January 1st, 2014 is going to be a huge sea change for how employers and employees deal with health care. At the Business Council of Westchester, we are going to be holding workshops twice a month to give our members the most updated information about the Healthcare Reform Act and, again, what employers and employees are going to need to know. So our first session will be on Wednesday, April 24th, and our second session will be on April 30th at our office at 108 Corporate Park Drive in White Plains, New York. To learn more about the workshops and more information about the Business Council of Westchester, please go to our website, which is www.westchesterny.org, or give us a call at 914-948-2100. Our guests today are the co-founders of Murphy Brothers Contracting. And for those of you who know the Business Council of Westchester, one of the greatest events that we get to do every year is what we call our Hall of Fame Awards. And the Murphy Brothers Contracting won the 2013 Small Business Success Award. And I'm going to introduce our guests, Christopher and Sean Murphy. But let me tell you a little bit about Murphy Brothers Contracting. Both Christopher and Sean formed the company. What began in their childhood home in 1979 as local remodelers in Larchmont, New York, has grown into one of Westchester County's premier construction companies, known for building beautifully designed custom homes, picture-perfect whole home renovations, and distinctive commercial projects, as well as their own line of custom millwork. The company is headquartered in Mamaroneck, New York, and employs 33 individuals. And Chris and Sean, thank you for joining us this afternoon. I have to tell you, one of the things that we do for our winners of the Hall of Fame is we have a video, in which we bring a video company in and really listen to hear about the story of that business that has received an award. Your video was spot on. It was terrific. It really showed the passion that you have. But maybe in your own words, and we'll start with you, Chris, give us a little, how did the company come about, or Sean, whoever wants to jump in, but really talk about what the genesis was about coming together, and also how two brothers can really work together in putting a dream like that together.
Yeah, thanks, John. We actually started the company, as we mentioned, 34 years ago in 1979. I guess, though, we really started it when we were kids. We used to build forts in the lot next door to our house where we grew up. And one year, when we were about 12 or 13, we had built a fort, and my father actually came home from work one day and had a call from the building department saying that we didn't have a permit to build that particular fort, and that we had to actually disassemble it and take it down. So we were little kids. We didn't know anything about that, but I imagine that was sort of our start in knowing that we were going to get into the business.
Well, that must have been some fort, because usually when you talk about forts, it's sticks and some leaves, but you guys must have been a little more high-tech even back then.
Yeah, we had a great playground. We had a lot of factories right around the corner from us, and we took a lot of crates and boxes and whatever we could, wood boxes and stuff to build them with. So we had great resources.
But you were both working in different industries at the time when you decided to form the company. Talk a little bit about how you were able to take that leap.
Yeah,
and really how it started, and really what your first real success story was.
Sure. I actually went to school for electrical engineering, and Chris had always been in carpentry. He'll tell you a little bit about that. But I worked in the field for 2 years and decided that I didn't want to work behind a desk anymore. So I went to Chris and said, hey, you want to start our own business? And we actually did start. We started from just Chris and myself. We did everything from digging to carpentry to tile work to do our own cleanup and everything as the company grew over the years. You want to talk a little bit?
Yeah.
about what you
I
do.
was very handy in high school. I was actually able to help the student teach in my junior and senior year in both woodworking and mechanic shop because my reading and writing wasn't as strong. And back in the day, they used to have woodworking shops in school. Now they don't. But so I have a good jump start with it. And after getting out of high school, not going to college, I found it was working on my own, and I had a lot of customers that I've worked for over the summers in the past years. Decided to just work for myself, and my brother and I decided to come together, and that's what kicked it off.
And you guys remember the first project?
Well, actually,
We
the
painted.
first project actually was a little paint job in Mamaroneck for $325.
Yeah.
It was a painting of this elderly woman's trim on the outside of our house. And to tell you the truth, that was the first project. But, over the years, we, when we look back now, some of the projects, like we did this one project where, when you first start out, you're not too good at the business end of it. And, both of us were experienced in the craftsman end of it, but the business end of it we had to learn. We did this one project, and it was around Christmas, and it was where they are working, and it is snowing out, and we had to finish this job for Christmas, and the clients are inside their house putting their Christmas tree up, and we're outside in the snow and trying to hammer away. I put my saw down, and the snow's covered, and I couldn't find it. And we're going, what are we doing? We're not making any money. We're doing this, but we prevailed. We hung in there, and just prevailed over the years.
Our guests this afternoon are the owners of Murphy Brother Contracting, Sean and Chris Murphy. Talk a little bit about what you've seen in Westchester County in terms of the housing trends. I mean, obviously, since being in business, all these years, we've had good economic times, and we've had, this latest recession. What does it mean for a business like yours, and what do you see in terms of the future for homeowners in Westchester County?
Well, since we have been around for so many years, we've seen a lot of ups and downs in the economies, which we've, been able to ride through. This past one, I do have to say, was the hardest. We actually were able to keep every one of our employees. It was a good thing that way. And in the long run, things have gotten better. We've picked up a lot. As a matter of fact, we've grown over the last 2 years, and we have over 45 employees now, when a lot of other companies haven't. And I think I actually credit that to the marketing that we're doing, which Mike Murphy is our marketing guy, and he's very involved in that. And I think he's got a lot to do with that and where we've gone over the last 3 to 4 years.
And I guess when we talk about the construction business, and I mean, there are other avenues that people and businesses want to do, because you do both residential as well as corporate as well. What's the difference in terms of how you handle that, and really how did you get into the corporate side as well?
Well, we've always done light commercial, the commercial side of it. We've done dentist office, doctors' offices. We've done some stores and build-outs, but we actually are starting to get a niche about 12 or 15 years ago in doing clubs, country clubs, golf clubs, things like that. We're actually finishing a large project right now, a Wingfoot golf club. We do a lot of beach clubs, rebuilding cabanas, rebuilding clubhouses, and things like that. That's a nice niche that we have. I think what helps us is the fact that we do high-end residential for the quality, and then when we do these clubs, they're commercial, but they expect us to do a little bit better quality, which we do, I think, than your conventional commercial projects.
Yeah, because in today's world, people use their club as their second home, so they want it to be as nice as their first home. So they've really stepped up to the plate and brought the quality of it up, and that leads it to right down the road for us.
You guys also, the Murphy Brothers Contractors, have won some awards for really being innovative in terms of green efficiency, in terms of contracting. And sometimes when you think the green environmental movement and building, it doesn't usually go hand in hand. How did you get involved in that? And again, what are some of the successes that you've had in Westchester County?
Well, we've always felt, in building, green, as they call it, it's a buzzword today, but it's sort of environmentally conscientious construction. One of the reasons, the fact that we do build high-end, we always are on the cutting edge of the latest and greatest technology, which, today a lot of that has to do with green and energy efficiency. So since we are on the cutting edge of that, the clients want that, so we research it. We're very familiar with it, and I think it's just a good thing to build things, environmentally friendly.
We've always done a lot of that in our growing up of recycling and always trying to separate the metals and everything. We've been doing it for since we started, so it's not something new to us.
Well, and at the Business Council of Westchester, we oversee what we call the Green Business Challenge, in which we try to get our members and businesses to really think about green business and how that can be a more sustainable plan for their future, which hopefully will reduce cost as well. So being able to start from the ground up is building businesses that have all those in place makes a huge, huge difference as well. Talk to me a little bit about the different players that go into building a home. I mean, obviously you have the people who come to you and say, look, we'd like to build a home on this lot. Here's our architect. I can tell you that one of the craziest sights I've ever seen was one of our neighbors. We were building a house, and I drove by their house one day, and I see my new neighbor wrestling with a guy on the ground, and it was his architect. And I couldn't imagine what went on there, but obviously there really has to be synergy. You have to have somebody who has a vision about what they'd like their family home or their business to look like. You entrust somebody to actually put pen to paper and make up the plans, and then you need somebody who's actually going to build that dream and make it a reality. How do you deal with the different players in your industry in that regard?
Again, over the years we've learned a lot, and the number one thing, as you had mentioned, really is synergy, and it's all about communication. And we found that's so important. First of all, you have to have a good relationship and with the client and the architect, as a matter of fact. And so we work very hard at that. As a matter of fact, we have our managers are all educated. We have continuing education classes for them in communication. We actually hold classes for our managers at our office. We have a company that comes in and works on communication. And we found it's very important because, as you had said, a customer's house is probably the largest investment that they make in their life, and they take it personal, and it's not as though it's a business; it's their personal house. So it is very touchy, and I can relate to what you're saying. I mean, luckily we've never had that situation. We've been very lucky over the years to have a good relationship with our clients and architects, and we really strive to keep that.
Our guests this afternoon are Chris and Sean Murphy, the owners of the 2013 Business Council of Westchester Small Business Success Award. And we've been talking about how two brothers had a dream when they started in their backyard building a fort, and now have won awards for the work that they have done in building homes and businesses in Westchester County. You talked about the fact that during the recession you were able to keep your employees, which is a huge testament and a commitment to you and to your family. How were you able to do that? And talk about what you look for in employees. We also oversee the workforce development plan in Westchester County, and we want to get more young people involved in industries where they could have a future. So first, how did you keep your employees during this tough time? And what do you look for in employees to go out and work for Murphy Brothers?
A lot of our employees that we have working for us have been with us, some of them for 30 years and some of them for a good portion of them for 20 years or better.
That's a heck of a retention.
Yeah. So, our commitment to them and to their families as well. So we all worked together on it. We came up with a game plan and we moved forward. It was a lot of work. We put a lot into it, and obviously we got a lot out of it because look at the return now, and we're doing very well in this economy.
And what would you say to a young person who really has a passion for whether it's the architecture or construction side of the business? What do they need to do? Are there internships or summer jobs that can obviously help them learn the craft?
Yeah, over the years, we've had summer interns come to us, either ones that are in college, in construction, or in architecture, and so that they can sort of get the feel of what the industry's like. And I think they've found it very helpful. And we have been very just lost my thought.
The intern. We have at least 4 interns every summer that we try to bring on for college kids and stuff, with the hopes that down the road, one day we can bring some of them in house. Mm-hmm. So, we try to take advantage of that as much as possible, and we always, like I said, we always end up with 3 or 4 college kids that work for us. And in the past, we've had. I don't think there's been a year that we haven't had any. I think 3 is the least in all the years we've been in business. So we try to help with the continuing education with them too.
And as they work for you as interns, I mean, they're not working filing papers. They're actually out there working and being supervised by a project manager.
Yes, we have. We put project managers on the job, and then we have construction supervisors as well, and they get trained by them. And as well as a lot of times when I'm out when I stop by the jobs, or when Sean stops by, we always try to give them as the best edge that they can get, being that, and hopefully it'll pan out for them and they'll look forward to doing something down the road.
Our guests this afternoon are Sean and Chris Murphy, the owners of Murphy Brothers Contracting, that did receive the 2013 Small Business Success Award from the Business Council of Westchester. If people wanted to learn more about Murphy Brothers Contractors, is there a website? Is there a phone number that they can go to?
Sure. We have a website. Just Google or go on www.murphybrothers.com, and you'll find us. We've got a pretty extensive website that we always maintain and update. It's got pictures and information on our company and how you can contact us.
And is there a phone number as well?
Yeah, it's 914-777-5777. It's pretty easy.
As I said, we were so pleased at the Business Council of Westchester to give Murphy Brother Contractors the Small Business Success Award at our recent Hall of Fame event. And one of the exciting things that we saw with the Murphy Brothers receiving this award was just the huge amount of support and recognition that we heard from people throughout Westchester County. I mean, obviously you guys have touched so many lives for the work that you've done and continue to do and grow. I guess now when we think back at when you formed the company in the 70s, did you think you would be where you are now? And again, I'd really love to know, what was the biggest challenges that you guys had to overcome to continue this longevity that you have?
There's been a lot of challenges, but one of the good things is that Sean and I are different. He does what he does very well, and I do what I do very well, and both of us are completely different. I don't think we've had one argument in a business in all the years we've been in business. We've had arguments about family and stuff, but never about the business.
That's true. We've been pretty much on the same page throughout our whole career on the direction. And no, obviously we didn't. When we started this thing, we had no idea that we would grow to where we are. And I mean, it's exciting. And as Chris had mentioned previously too, that I mean, it's exciting. And I think we're sort of just beginning again. We're always looking at new plateaus, and I think we're at a new one now that, with the economy doing better, I think we're going to keep growing and doing better.
And we're always looking for change. Change is a good thing in our company and our business, because, that's why we educate the guys to bring them to the latest and greatest technology. And we strive to try to be at the top at that reason. We set our goals and we go for them.
Well, we have 2 brothers who formed the company, obviously, and you've brought in employees, and we've talked about the fantastic retention level that you've had to keep your employees. But obviously, it's a family business. So you have other family members who are working with you, maybe some of them from the next generation of Murphy Brothers. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, we decided, my daughter Laura has graduated from Quinnipiac 3 years ago, and she was working for another company, nurse staffing company, and then decided that she didn't want to do that. So along with Sean's daughter, we offered them positions in the company, and they're now working with us.
And how is that? I mean, again, you talked about the fact that you guys have been together all these years and have had maybe family disagreements, but on the business side, you really have been in lockstep. bringing the next generation of family members into the business. Is that the same synergy that you've been able to have, or?
Yes, right now we're both in agreement with it. We actually originally didn't think we were going to do that. We were going to keep it separate, but with the economy the way it was and the way we're growing now, both of our daughters, my daughter Caitlin and his daughter Laura, have shown interest in it. And the young generation today, they're so technically oriented, and what they bring to the company as far as computer skills and their background in college with accounting and things like that we've noticed a big difference already in the company.
And with Facebook and with the website and Twitter and the other business, LinkedIn, they run through that like it's butter, and today it takes it takes a lot to do that, but they're very savvy with it.
So it sounds like they've brought in another level of energy to the company as well.
Exactly.
As we finish, as we're in April already of 2013, tell me what the future holds in the next year for Murphy Brothers. What are some of the projects you're involved in?
Right now, we're looking to do upgrade our facility, and we're going to probably do a self-storage in Mamaroneck, a building.
Define what self-storage is.
Self-storage is, when you just like you see the
storage wars.
What are they?
Storage wars.
Yeah,
on
storage
TV
wars on TV. That kind of storage. We're going to put up a building, a 39,000 square foot building, and have storage rental in it, Mamaroneck, because there is none. And then we're going to be able to have people have all their stuff, like all the businesses on Mamaroneck Avenue can use it and have all their stuff delivered to us, and we'll store it for them, inventory it for them, and then if they need something, we can have a runner to get it down to them, so they have more reach for more product, and that's one of the big things that we're trying to do.
So that's
moving forward.
It sounds like, obviously, it's really going to be a huge help for businesses in Mamaroneck.
Yes.
Obviously, again, if they've run out of space and they have, I guess it will be not just furniture, but it will be more importantly documents and things of that nature that they'll be able to know they'll be safe and protected and be able to have access to.
Right, exactly. It'll be some of their stock so they can buy things at a discounted price, quantity, and store them there. Also, the residential end of it, there's a lot of need for that in residential end of it. And we've actually got clients that sometimes are moving or need to put stuff in storage temporarily while we're building their house or rebuilding it, and that'll help out in that aspect too.
Again, our guests this afternoon are Sean and Chris Murphy, the owners of Murphy Brothers Contracting, the 2013 Small Business Success Award winners for the Business Council of the Hall of Fame. Again, staying with the future, and the housing market has changed. Obviously, we have gone through a severe recession. Again, you guys are on the ground seeing this on a daily basis. What does the future look like for someone who might want to move and build a home in Westchester County?
I think it's a great area and a great time to do it. We grew up in this area and we love it. I've been all around the country and other parts of the world, and I think this is a really nice area. Obviously, I'm sure other people say that about their areas, but one of the advantages in today is that I think you can still get some decent deals in around, and the fact that interest rates are low right now and the economy is doing better, I think now is the time for people to buy and renovate or to buy and build.
I have to ask you, obviously we are so pleased that you are members of the Business Council of Westchester. Could you just spend a moment and just talk about, again, hopefully some of the positive things that have happened since you've joined the Business Council of Westchester as members?
Yeah, well, again, we've been members for a little over 4 years. We felt that it was, we're always looking to improve our business, as we said, and in joining and affiliating ourselves with the Business Council of Westchester. I think it's been a very, very positive thing, some very good networking with the organization. They have a lot of different networking events, and we found that to be very positive.
Well, again, we were so proud to give the Murphy Brothers Contracting the Small Business Success Award at our Hall of Fame event a few weeks ago. And again, to see the real outpour of support that your company received from the business community throughout Westchester County as well as vendors that you work with, just as a testament to the foundation that you've built. So again, congratulations
Thank
for
you.
receiving that award.
And I'd like to just thank my mother and my father, who really was behind us 110% of the way to get to where we were and encouraged us all the way.
That's great.
Right,
You've been listening to the Business Council of Westchester. This is John Ravitz, the Executive Vice President, pinch hitting for Marsha Gordon, our President and CEO. We'll see you again soon. If you want to learn more about the Business Council, contact us at 914-948-2110. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ta-da!
Ta-da.